Well, hello and welcome to At Home today. I hope you're having a great day. And if it's not a great day, tomorrow's going to get better, right? Has to get better. Every day has to get better. Keep saying that to yourself. Tomorrow's going to be a better day. And surprisingly, sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not, but that's the interesting part about life. It changes every day. And sometimes that change is for the better and sometimes it's for the worse. But the important part is that you get through every day of life, one day at a time. If there's something that's looming over you and you think, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to handle that when it comes? Don't worry about it until it comes. Don't borrow or worry about things that are going to happen way down the road. Let's just work on today and making today a good day, a profitable day, an interesting day, an exciting day. Live life to its fullest. Whatever you got to do that, live life to its fullest. Remember, God gives you the very air that you breathe, the breath that you take, and all good things come from the Lord. And so with that knowledge in your mind, then you know that if you have invited him, said, God, would you please be a part of my life? He will come in and he will be a part of your life. And then you know that whatever steps happen to you in your life, God has ordained them and ordered them for you. That kind of releases you from the burden and the worry of thinking, what do I have to do tomorrow? What do I have to do? You let God do it for you. It's amazing how he can make things happen for you when you allow him. I want to talk today a little bit about creativity. You folks are so sweet and such nice people. You're always sending me little magnets for the refrigerator or little bookmarks or little things, always for my kitchen and for me personally, and you don't know how much I appreciate that. We have such talented viewers out there. And these are just a couple of the little magnets that I'm going to be adding to our collection here on the refrigerator. And I'm sorry I don't have the lady's name that sent these to me, but I think they're darling. Look at that, coffee time, and this little heart, which is kind of a symbol for At Home with the ribbon. And this is just made out of some fabric. Very nice, very easy. Wouldn't these be some nice little ideas for a neighbor or maybe your Sunday school class or somebody that you want to do something special for, but you don't have a lot of means to do it with? Let me show you something else, and this I think is totally unique. Obviously, this lady has a very good ability to crochet because what she has done, this looks like it's either come from maybe an advertisement for a party, because you can see the back has some other writing on it. And same with these. Either this comes from maybe a greeting card or I don't know, but this precious lady, she crochets around them and makes the most unique bookmarks. And these will go in my Bible, I can assure you. These are really, and how much, I mean, really, all the cost of this is just for whatever it would cost for the thread. Of course, she used variegated pink and the blues. But isn't that nice? Just a little thing to drop into a letter or to a card that you're going to give someone. You folks are so creative. I love it. I think it's neat when you use that little spark of something, oh, let me think, what could I do? And you come up with ideas like this. I think it's wonderful. And I think that creativity, when you stir it up inside of you, you'll be amazed at what you can do if you just put the gift that you have in you to work and see what will happen. A lot of people are very creative in their cooking, and I hope that we have cultivated that in you to try something new and different when you cook. Don't make that dish the same way all the time. Spice it up with some different spices. Add some potatoes for a change, or add a few peas or whatever. That's the way new and exciting dishes begin, by someone saying, wonder what that would taste like if I did this or if I did that. So creativity is something we all have in different avenues in our life, but stir it up in there. Start thinking, yeah, what could I do? How could I do a crochet project, something nobody else has done? Or how about me with the saw and the drill and the hammer? Now, that's not at our house because nobody at our house knows how to use those things. But some people, I mean, they can work with their hands, with wood and hammers and nails, and come out with some of the best, nicest things. Stir up your creativity. That's what we're going to do on today's program, because we're going to do beef quickies. You say, what's that? That's 3 main entrees we're doing today. All have beef in them as one of the ingredients, but they're very quick and you can get them on the table no time flat. We'll start in just a moment. Stay tuned. Here's today's At Home Hint. Here's today's at-home hint. If brown sugar has hardened, put it in the freezer for a couple of days. It will be soft after it has thawed out.
For updates, pictures, stories, and more, like us on Facebook. To watch hundreds of classic episodes, subscribe to us on YouTube. And to get hundreds of free recipes, visit ctvn.org/athome.
Okay, one of the first beef quickies that we're starting with today is called the Western Mac. Now this has beef in it, but also has macaroni and cheese. And this is something, I'll tell you, my generation grew up on this, good old macaroni and cheese. And Kraft makes it, and other companies make it too. But macaroni and cheese is the substance of this. We're going to add some beef to it. I had a girlfriend that used to start off with a box of macaroni and cheese, and she would develop a whole bunch of different ideas. She called it number 1 through number 10. Like number 9 might be add some stewed tomatoes to it and some ground beef. Number 6 might be chop up some salami or maybe a couple of hot dogs and add some other things. She had from 1 to 10 meals that you could do with a box of Kraft Dinner. Innovative. Her creativity, she had it going, right? Okay. What we've done here, we're just browning a pound of ground meat, and you can see I have it pretty well browned. And once you do, you want to keep breaking it apart. Okay, keep it broken apart. And it needs to get the leanest possible ground meat that you can. It's really important. We're going to add about a half a cup of chopped celery, and about a half a cup of chopped onion, and some green pepper. It's about a third to a half a cup. Now, this can be to your taste, to your like. If you like more, add more. Because this doesn't have to cook until it's real done, because this is going to go into the oven and bake for just 15-20 minutes, because everything that's in this particular dish has already been cooked ahead of time. So basically it's just marrying the flavors once you have it all assembled. So once this has cooked and gotten kind of soft, celery would take the longest, I think, of these 3 that we've added. We're going to let that go for a minute. Come back over here with me. We've already prepared our macaroni and cheese, or our Kraft Dinner. It's already done. And you prepare it according to the package directions, the box directions. Just have it completely finished. And have there with you a 1-pound can of corn, the small red tomato paste. We want to do that. And then we're going to have a bowl that we're going to assemble everything, and we're going to put it into our casserole dish. We're going to add a little bit of water too to give it some moisture. This would be real good on a really cool night with a tossed salad with it, maybe beside it, and a crusty bread or something like that. But this has, I think what they call it Western Mac is, you start with your macaroni, everybody likes that, and you add the corn and the tomato flavor and then the ground beef. And those together give you a hearty, this is not light and fluffy, this is a hearty casserole that I know you're going to enjoy. So I think that this is just about where we need it to be. I'm going to bring this over. And into this, I might cook the celery and the onion just a little bit more, but for time's sake today, we're not going to do that. You can see there's a very small amount of grease. In fact, I don't see much of any, and it's good. The leaner the beef, the better. That's just in all our cooking, not just if you're on a low-fat diet or whatever, but on everything. It's important to always choose the leanest of the meats. Get rid of my skillet here. And now into this we're going to add our corn, and we've drained our corn. We've drained the 1-pound can, and I'm going to add my tomato paste. This smells so good. Anytime you put tomatoes and onions and peppers together and you're frying them with beef, it always smells good. This is tomato paste. And you know, the paste is the thicker one, the sauce is the thinner one. The paste will serve to help thicken the broth of this. We're going to add about a half a cup of water. All right, get rid of some of this. I need a nice big spoon to stir it with. Okay, let me see, make sure I have everything here. We need some salt and pepper. Get the salt. Don't go too much with that, just because people can add more at the table if they want. I'd say about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And I like the fresh ground pepper. Let's give it a good... Now, you know, if you really were into hot stuff, you could do chilies in there. You could chop up some hot peppers. You can do anything you want in this, okay? Now I'm going to mix this. And once we get it mixed, so make sure we have everything. I think we do. All right, now we're going to add our macaroni and cheese right to this. Now remember, this has already been prepared according to package directions. And I've had to fight the crew off because they wanted to eat it before we even made this, because everybody likes macaroni and cheese. It really, does taste good. All right, now we're going to mix it all together. And you can see how the flavors of this all mixed together would be absolutely delicious. And this, like I said, only needs to bake in the oven for a short time. We don't need to bake this for a long time because everything that's been put in there really has already cooked. The only thing we're going to heat up is the corn and the tomato paste and the water. Now we'll just pour this into our casserole. Whoops. Okay. It's a heavy bowl, and it's heavy with all this fine ingredients. This will only bake, make sure your oven is preheated about 350, 375, because this is going to bake for about 20 to 25 minutes at the most. If you can get it going nice and hot and bubbly, that's when you know you're ready, okay? And you don't want this to be a real real dry. You want it to be moist. So we're going to take this and put it in our preheated oven for 15 to 20 minutes, okay? The second beef quickie that we're making today is called Easy Elegant Meatballs. I'm going to get rid of one skillet. We're going to start with another one because this is a little different in that we're going to make the sauce out of something totally unusual for these Easy Elegant Meatballs. The sauce is made out of grape jelly, okay, and chili sauce. These two together, that's what the whole, they're going to cook in this. And a little bit of lemon juice. And I'll tell you, if you're having a buffet, this is something you're going to want to include in it. All right, first of all, I'm going to put my chili sauce, my grape jelly. Let's go over here to the stove. And we're just going to put this in a non-stick skillet because that's the easiest way to keep from having the meatballs burning or sticking to the bottom of the skillet. Tell you, the non-stick skillets really have us spoiled. They have me spoiled, that's for sure. Because when you can not have to worry about everything sticking, it takes a lot of pressure off to have a good, tasty product without worrying about it burning. You also want to remember that's a 6-ounce jar of jelly. And you can see that it begins instantly to melt. As soon as you get it, you should not be using this kind of a spoon in that kind of a pan. Okay, now once that starts, we're going to add the whole jar of chili sauce. Now this is not ketchup. Chili sauce has a better flavor as far as spices, and it's more denser, and you know that ketchup is good when you're doing your French fries or whatever, but you want chili sauce. And you're just going to mix this around. And those two, you say jelly on meatballs, will you trust me? Just trust me this time. Just try it. And if you don't like it, say, Arlene, that was the worst thing I've ever tasted, but it might surprise you. And then we're just going to give a couple squeezes. We don't measure here, just squeeze some lemon juice in there. All right? Now, while that begins to get nice and smooth, and you'll see there's little chunks of jelly are still in there because it has not fully melted down. Just let it keep going. Now we're going to mix the meatballs. And this is unique because we start out with 2 pounds of ground beef. And they're very simple, very easy to do. We have our ground beef in this large bowl. And we're going to add 1 cup of, you know, the packaged herb flavored breadcrumbs. Do you know what I mean? I think it's Pepperidge Farm that makes them. we have 1 cup dry. Don't mix it up or anything. And to that, we're going to add 3 eggs. Okay, there's 1, 2, and 3. And what we're making here is just our cocktail-sized meatballs. We're going to mix this together. Remember that the eggs always are the binding agent. That's what's going to hold them together. All your seasonings are in the breadcrumbs, so you don't have to add a bunch of other spices. You could add some salt and pepper to this if you wanted to, but I would probably not add that until later. Let me turn this down a little bit. And we're going to make them just about, we should make about 30 meatballs. Again, I say this is what they call cocktail size because they're small. And we're going to make them, and we'll be right back in just a minute.
If you love At Home with Arlene Williams, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of episodes with all your favorite recipes, holidays, and friends.
Say hi to your fan club. Hi, fan club.
And don't forget to click the bell so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
All right, while you were away listening to those important messages, I have begun to put the meatballs that we've made into little tiny balls about this size because that's what you call cocktail size. And we've put them in, remember what was in there? Chili sauce, grape jelly, and a little bit of lemon juice. We've just dropped them in and we've begun to cook them. Now this is going to cook. I wish you could be here to smell this because the whole place is full of this wonderful aroma. And you say, yeah, but Arlene, I'm having a problem with the grape jelly. Please, I'm telling you that this would be an ideal dish to have on a buffet. You put these in a beautiful chafing dish, and this will keep. You can use just a little sterno or something to keep them warm. This is one of the easiest ways to make cocktail-sized meatballs, or you can make them larger if you wanted to. Cook them 30 minutes. At the end of the 30 minutes, if you want to do them like a day ahead of the time of the party, put them in the refrigerator, skim off any of the fat that's collected. The next day, put them back in the skillet and let them cook very slowly. Start very slowly, about 30 minutes. Elegant, easy meatballs. That's number 2. Number 3 is, these are called spicy beef patties. And I have to show you something. This is called a Maxi Stovetop Grill. You ever get like hungry for that good old charcoal taste of a broiled hamburger about the middle of January, and you know it's either disconnected and hooked up, stashed away in the basement, or it's unhooked, the gas tank is someplace? This is the answer to it, because this, let me show you how this works. It's very hot. See this ring? You put the ring around, this is stainless steel, you put it around your burner and you put water in this little trough. Then you add this. Now this is a nonstick surface. See all the grooves in it? And if you'll notice, there's these little holes down at the bottom. We're going to make some burgers. Put the burgers, you can do this with vegetables, with chicken, pork chops, steak. Put them on here. As the fat cooks out of the meat or the burgers or whatever, it runs down and drains into the little holes. And what usually happens when grease catches on fire, it smokes up the kitchen. You smell that for 2 days later. Well, when the juices run off, they go down into that trough where the water is, and there's no smoking. This is a great idea. It's at Woolies, of course. Balcony Cookware gives us all of our ideas and our gadgets. But the spicy beef burgers that we're going to cook on there, it's very simple. This is about 2.5 pounds, so this is going to make a lot of burgers. We're going to add some salt, a couple of teaspoons of salt. Let's just do 1, okay? This calls for 2, but we're not going to do that. Now we're going to grind up some pepper, some fresh ground pepper, okay? And this is about 1/8 of a teaspoon because these are spicy now. All right, there's our pepper. And some oregano, about a teaspoon of oregano. If you like oregano, great. And if you don't put so much in because it's kind of an acquired taste. The unusual spice in this is going to be about 1/4 of a teaspoon of fennel seed. Now you say, what's fennel seed, Arlene? Fennel seed is that funny little thing that you always find when you're looking at sausage. You know, you eat a piece of sausage. Hard to see it there, I understand. But
That's what that little seed, you say, oh, what is that? That's fennel seed. Distinctive taste, unusual flavor, but trust me, if it wasn't in that sausage, you would miss it. You'd say, boy, this doesn't taste like sausage. This just doesn't have that same flavor. Well, these are going to be some big burgers here, spicy beef patties, and we're going to make them, about 8 of them. Want to shape them. Make sure they're well mixed, because there's nothing in this except the meat and a few spices. No egg here to hold this together. Changes the texture of a hamburger if you put egg in it. It tastes almost like a meatloaf taste then. If you want the just good flavor of the burger, hear it sizzle? You know that that griddle is hot and ready to go. Now you could slice onion over that and they would cook right along with that. You could put some other vegetables on there, some potatoes, slices of potato, flavor and season them. Tell you what, this is a wonderful gadget and something that's going to be able to give you the taste that you enjoy, like with your steaks and chicken and all of that. I think you're going to enjoy it. All right, we're going to continue to make our burgers, and as we do, we're going to tell you how you can get all of today's recipes. We'll be back in just a minute.
To get all the recipes from today's show, plus hundreds of others, just click the link in the video description or visit our website, ctvn.org/at-home.
Let's do a recap now of what we prepared today in our Beef Quickies program. Here we have the Western Mac. Remember, it started out with macaroni and cheese, and we added some ground meat. We added some tomato paste. Delicious, with a nice tossed salad, a crusty roll. What else could you want? Now we move along to our easy, elegant meatballs. And these would be great for a buffet. They'd be great over some rice. They could be just a side, your main entree, and just do a side dish of maybe some potatoes or macaroni. Great with a salad also. And here are the spicy beef patties. Remember, that's the fennel and the oregano that causes the flavor to come out in these delicious beef patties that, with a nice Kaiser roll, a slice of onion, tomatoes, some lettuce, put some dill pickles with that. I'll tell you, this meal says, come and get it, it's ready, and it's going to taste good. I hope you've enjoyed today's program. I hope that this has stirred up your creativity. Well, what thing could you do with a box of macaroni and cheese? What unusual combination of foods have you put together and stirred up your creativity? How about that grape jelly and the chili sauce together? Would you have done that? Probably not me either, but somebody did. And you know, it tastes good. You've got to try it. So today, decide, you know, I'm going to stir up my creativity and come up with something new and different and fresh, something that my family likes, something that's good for them, and something that I'm going to enjoy too. Well, we're glad you joined us today. So be sure to join us the next time, because it just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. See you then.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Fresh produce provided by Jordan Banana, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Dravosburg, PA. Cookware provided by Woolies. Your favorite gourmet deserves the best for less from Woolly Balcony Cookware. Groceries provided by Foodland, where the answer is always yes. Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.